If you have always had issues with getting along with people of the same sex as you, then this message is going to be for you. I don't feel like there's animosity towards like everybody that's the same sex as you. I feel like a lot of you in this group either have different opinions from society and the norm. Some of you are queer or trans or non-binary or something, and some of you just like have had all of this interference and you're not even sure why. It's always like there's a wall between you and people of the same sex when you go to get close to them. And this is regardless of your attraction, because I do feel like there's some people in here that are attracted to people of the same sex as you, but it's never worked out for some reason. Like, you've always run into people that were either phobic of you in some way, or it was just like almost like hostility from them, and you're like, why? I don't understand. I'm not treating them wrong. I'm not treating them different. Why are they acting like this? And Spirit is saying there is a component to this that they want to get into today. There's an energetic component. I'm hearing you have the ability to move people's minds and hearts. You've had a lot of people in your past that see you for your pentacles, so for your achievements, for the physical things in your life, your physical attributes as well, your beauty, and a lot of people can't handle it. So a lot of you are found to be extremely attractive, and it makes people freak out in a way. It's very strange. And for some of you, I'm feeling this pushback, like I'm not even, you know, I can't think of the word. You might even be thinking, I'm not conventionally attractive. I don't know why people would react that way. And it's not about conventional attraction. This is an energetic thing for you. I have a group here who has always come across as very straightforward, very powerful in your opinions, almost spicy, right? For some of you, you're spicy in like a sexual way also. And you're not worried about it. You're not somebody who gets worked up about that. You're very clear about when somebody has a boundary, you know when to bring that energy. But people want you to be repentant about the fact that you're strong in your energy. People are really scared to see a different perspective with flip side here. People are scared of your inner fire. And I'm even hearing that it's like, it's more about the way you move, the way you talk, the way that you handle what you have, the way that you consider people. It's about your gestures. It's about your smile and the way that your laugh lights up the room. It's about your sense of humor and the way you see the world and the way you make comments about things. The way you bring people into conversations or push people out of conversations if they're not being nice to other people. This is definitely a more spiritual, more sensual type of energy than straight up the way you look, okay? And it's really putting people of the same sex as you off from even being friends with you, okay? Because this message isn't just about people who have like same-sex attraction. It's not about that at all. This is about a limit that has been put on you for some reason by your family that was to keep you from expanding to people of the same sex as you. For a lot of you, I am feeling that you were raised as a woman, you know, whatever your gender is now, everyone's welcome here. You were raised as a woman, and it's like when you go to connect with people, you're like, why are they not getting me? Why are they nasty to me? There's a death energy that's been put on you. This is something from your lineage as well. And it's almost like inflammatory. to interactions that you have with people of the same sex. For a lot of you, the people in your family that are of the sex that you were born as, right, had some kind of limit put on them. That you might find that there's like a family curse type of energy where at a certain age everybody falls into teen pregnancy, falls into poverty, falls into an abusive relationship, falls into a bad marriage, whatever it is for you. For some of you, there's also being destitute. There's not being able to leave certain situations, like the stagnancy around being stuck or being limited. There's a limitation here. And it's really giving me like the bumpers at a bowling alley. It's like you are going to go down this path, you are going to end up here. And this energy was passed down generationally. Why is this, Spirit? You're somebody that's always stood out. And people were very afraid of you ending this cycle. There's forces in your family that have an interest in not seeing people who have the ability to cut through bullshit moving forward. They don't want to see people ruin something that they've put into place. Because there's certain individuals in your family lineage, I'm getting, that have a ton of resources. They have access to things. Life is pretty easy for them in a lot of ways. This is a siphoning. And for a lot of you, it's from the individuals of your family of one sex to the other. So, if you were born and socialized as a man, then all of that power and energy goes to the women in your family, and vice versa. Whatever your gender is. We're just going to go with the binary to explain that, because it has to do with that, okay? There's something here about like a very old, limited way of seeing things. As a non-binary person, I feel like this energy is really hard for me to resonate with, and I feel like it's the same for this group, even if you're not gender divergent, okay? There's something here about just the way you think. You don't see that, you don't see people that way, and that's what makes you a threat. There's someone in your life that's an older family member that has helped to put this in place and benefited from this. For a lot of you, this person will pop into your head while I'm describing this, okay? They don't like that you have the ability to overcome death energy. They don't like that you're so resilient. If you were a plant, I'm hearing they could plant you on Mars and you'd still succeed. They don't like that you can get the resources you need by digging deep with the willow tree. And they certainly don't like that you can exist in a desert socially and be largely unaffected. I feel this deeper yearning from this group for deeper connections with people who are more like them. And that's what they were trying to mess you up with. But Spirit wants you to see this whole process as a form of protection, because when you were younger, you weren't spiritually prepared to go up against this energy. Now you are. Now they're making it easier for you. I feel like you've really stepped into your gifts in the last 3 years. And with the sun here, you are about to shine on all of this. You are about to remove this energy. With nettle here, you're using something that is meant to sting you to bring healing and alleviate the pain that's come through. Some of you have a cousin that is also waking up. It can be an older or younger cousin, but I feel like there's a cousin in your family that's also on a spiritual journey. And I'm seeing them on a parallel journey to you. And they're also working on this energy in a good way. They're a light worker. It's not for everybody. But for some of you, I'm getting that it's important that you stay focused on yourself, because until this energy is broken, there's going to be, it's like you two are going to come up against each other and not understand something. Like there's going to be some kind of fight that happens between you if you try to interact with them in a deeper way before it's time. Spirit is saying to work with the energy of rosemary to safeguard the energy of like the part of your family that you need to stabilize. So for example, if you were socialized as a man, you'll want to use rosemary to work with the energy of the quote unquote like men in your family. Okay. And you stabilize that and then remove. It's like it's like a fire magic type of energy. Cord cutting, ginger. This energy was meant to keep you in the hanged man position where you were just observing and stuck. And I'm getting that you are absolutely not doing all that. You have been observing in a different way. And it's important that you call on the energy of your guides and ancestors to work with this. There are ancestors that you want to call in that existed before any of this was put into place. Why was this put into place? Oh, my dog's growling. There's confirmation there. This energy does not want to be approached. I'm hearing greed. I feel like there were people in your family who were extremely greedy, and they had personal beef with, like if it was a woman that put this in place, they had beef with men because of their personal issues, and vice versa. And they put this in place on their own family to benefit off of them. Yeah, this is all about the self. That's how this shit started. Definitely do a cord cutting on this if you work with cord cuttings. If not, and you don't want to do that work yourself, call in your guides and ancestors and ask them to do this for you. Call in your God forms, your angels, your light beings. I'm seeing jaguar for somebody as an animal spirit that wants to assist you. And work with your crystals at this time. Carnelian will be a really good one because carnelian works with the physical body in a different way and is very stabilizing. It's important that you work with stabilizing forces to get your energy stabilized so that the disruption doesn't come into place whenever you meet other people. Because your message is meant to get out into the world, and the only thing standing between you and being heard by the world is this shadow, and needing to go into gnosis or go into like meditation to work with this shadow. You've been in the desert for a very long time, and it's time to leave the desert now. In like this queen energy, you know, whatever your gender, this is just like a more elevated energy to leave as the mystic. There's something here about remembering that your body is a temple. This might have even led you to have a lot of issues with your physical body because of this energy. This could be like eating disorders, this could be body dysmorphia or dysphoria, depending on your expression. This could be just not liking your physical attributes in whatever way and feeling very uncomfortable in your own body. Just remember that loving and accepting your physical body is an act of rebellion. Not only in society, but against this energy in your family. The Lovers in the Tarot talks about bringing together two things and merging them. And this is about bringing together this energy that's been split off of you through this kind of curse work into something that you love, all right? A lot of this energy comes through as gossip. That's what creates this kind of fault line whenever you're connecting with other people. So beware that anytime that you begin talking with somebody or connecting with somebody more deeply that is the same as you, you're going to eventually run into conflicts around words That's how this energy operates. So be mindful of your words, be mindful of other people's words, and you might find that you are actually the one that becomes like triggered by certain people's words, because it's like meant to create a misunderstanding, and it's meant for you to sweep under the rug. It's meant for you to ignore that, oh, it could be me type of energy. So pray about this if you pray. Really ask for assistance in seeing this when it comes through. And Spirit is saying, like, work on this energy, because this has kept you in a younger version of yourself. Like, some older ideas are still lingering within you. And it's okay to grieve the fact that this is something that's been put up against you, but just know that you are overcoming this at this time. The time has finally come where you are ready to face this head on and work on this, and work on the viewpoints that your family put into place in raising you, and also spiritually put into place because of these generational traumas. You've always been pitted against yourself and those who are like you. You were always honest and vulnerable, and a lot of this was exploited when you were a kid. There's an energy of being fed up here. But with clairvoyance, you're going to get guidance, especially in your dreams, about how this energy got started and how to kick it. I'm seeing somebody in like the Middle Ages, but it doesn't have to be that. I'm reading for a lot of people, so take what resonates here. A lot of the interference comes up through a third-party energy, meaning a thought form or an entity that will insert itself into conversations. Again, work with the energy of fire to get rid of this. Alright, that's what I have for you guys. If you would like a personal reading that's a lot more specific than this and meant just for you, you can find that through my website. I only book through my website. I'll never DM you. I expect you guys to come to me. Just be aware that there are imposters pretending to be me, so only use the links below. My website is Elderbeingsintuition.com. I also do Reiki clearings and animal communication there. So that's what I have for you guys. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if this resonated for you. And thank you guys to my returning subscribers for taking the time to support me. And I'm sending you guys lots of love. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!